Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for September 2024. You start off with this Here and Now card and this Never-Ending Story card. I kind of feel like you could be ending a never-ending story, which is obviously a good thing. I think a lot of people are ending never-ending stories. We literally have Pluto is retrograding into Capricorn. Officially, it's been kind of like on the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn for a little while now, and now it's like officially moving back to like 29 degrees. Somewhere around this week, I think. Today is the 25th, so starting the week of the 26th of August, if you're watching this early, then somewhere around there. And the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius can represent kind of the breakdown of structure or releasing some sort of structure in your life. And I think a lot of people are kind of like going through this right now. So, you could be releasing something that you've been holding on to for a long time. It could be something you've been holding on to for a short period of time as well. It's going to be different for everyone. But definitely ending some sort of never-ending story, which is obviously a good thing because a never-ending story should probably not be in your life anyway. But let's see what's going on for you. You have this Two of Wands here, and you have the Two of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Wands. And sorry, it's like I feel like someone touched things on my desk because things are not in the right place, and it's throwing me off. But you have the Two of Wands here, and the Two of Wands is about taking the lead and really making something happen. So I think that you are taking the lead to create a successful new beginning going this way. The Magician can just simply represent needing to have a new beginning or needing to start something new. He's card number 1, and he kind of represents the fact that he has learned how to master all of the suits in the tarot. And so he has all the ace versions of the suits in front of him. And, the ace versions kind of represent a new beginning as well. Aces are kind of like one. They are starting something new. And I feel for a lot of you that, this is kind of like saying you've learned how to use certain tools in your life to make yourself more successful. And the King of Pentacles is a card of wealth. So, just right off the bat, I think that you are doing new things to probably create wealth. You have the High Priestess. Yeah, very intuitive time as well. So I think it's a great time to trust your intuition. I think it would be, with that Two of Wands as your first card, this would kind of be you like stepping into your intuition. So what I mean by that is it would be like taking the time to like really tap in. And someone did mess with my stuff. I'm telling you right now here, Libra. Or, I hope I didn't call you Aries at the beginning of this reading, but this is for Libra. And you have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is about kind of like digging into mysteries. But that Two of Wands, he's kind of like standing where he has always been. And he's reaching forward to this new wand. So he has to step into something new. He also has the whole world in his hands. So I think that there's a lot for you to discover in your intuition. And by your intuition, I mean like if you have dreams or daydreams, or if things randomly pop into your head, or if you have a gut feeling about something in your life that you want to do or that you should do, or a choice that you should make. The list goes on and on there. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about, trusting your intuition. And I think it would just be a good time for you to kind of like dig into the mysteries of your intuition, like mostly those gut feelings. You have the Eight of Wands. And again, I think your intuition is trying to talk to you. It's almost as if your intuition is trying to guide you more at this time, or maybe you're just tapped in more as well. I don't think really, it's not like, our intuition is not available to us at all times, right? Some of us just don't listen, but, I think that you're maybe more tapped in, or you are tapping in more. Eight of Wands is also quick success, and I love that you have 2 8s right next to each other here. So you could be entering into a very successful time, but there is something here about like trusting your gut, or, I think your gut instinct is to do something right now, because we have this as well. The King and the Queen of Swords. And I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together in a reading because they're not like facing each other. The King of Swords facing forwards. The Queen of Swords, she's also facing forward, but she's facing, into the future of the reading, basically. And so I usually represents two people that don't see eye to eye. In your reading, I don't really necessarily feel that this is a person. I think that this right here is talking about like logical energy, or, kind of like what would make sense logically, but I feel that there's something here about you like having a gut instinct about something and really needing to trust your gut, right? Yeah, with the Two of Wands, You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands follows his enthusiasm, so you could kind of say that he kind of follows his gut instinct on something. The only reason he does something, like, starts a new business or starts a new project or dates a person, is because he feels enthusiastic about it. That's the only, evidence he needs to get started. So, I would be trusting your gut this week. With the High Priestess, you have the Two of Wands. Again, literally, I knew those two. I mean, obviously they're connected, but I knew that those two cards had a much deeper connection in your reading. And I feel that this deeper connection is, again, something, it's more about you exploring the mystery of your intuition. Again, it's like, why do you feel a certain way about whatever you're working on in your life, or why do you feel that you need to make a change if you're making a change? Again, I'm speaking very generally here, and I do feel a little confused at the beginning of your reading because, I think there's so much that all of you could be making decisions on, right? I think really if I were to bullet point it for you, I think that there's two important things going on. Some of you could be in a situation that is a never-ending story, and by that, it could be anything, relationship, business, whatever, and I feel like it's just never changing. It's like always the same. And so some of you could be leaving a situation like that. For others, I feel like you have a gut instinct that you should be putting the work into something right here, and it's something that's clearly a new beginning, with the Magician showing up. I think it's going to be a very successful new beginning. So if you're having those, those gut feelings, then I feel like it could be talking about that as well. With the Eight of Wands, you have the High Priest. I almost said the High Priest. He is the High Priest. He is the Hierophant, right? And you have the High Priestess and the High Priest, or the Hierophant, whichever you prefer. So these two are divine counterparts. And if you do want love, I feel some of you could be attracting like a more spiritual connection. I kind of feel like the Hierophant is talking about thinking outside the box. We're in a time right now where I think outside the box thinking is more favored. And so I would be thinking outside the box. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Gratitude card and this Adventure card. We're clearly in a time of adventure. Pretty much everyone gets these cards of like going on new adventures. I also see a lot of gratitude in the readings as well. So I think that being grateful for the things you have is a great way to, expand the energy of whatever it is you're being grateful for. And that's a great way to manifest more of whatever it is that you're manifesting in your life. You have the Ten of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is really a good row. But, one thing I will say with that Adventure card is that the Ten of Wands, he's carrying too many burdens with the Ten of Wands. King of Pentacles is not a bad card, but he can represent convention. So convention is the way things have always been done. And we have that never-ending story card. So while I think that there's a good energy going on here in this row, I also feel that if you are stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're not getting a different result, it's time to make a change. But the Ten of Wands, again, is a pretty good card. He is about to reach his home in the background. Those 10 wands that he is carrying are his harvest. So he's about to have a harvest. He's about to release those burdens. He planted those wands. Again, I know that some readers read this as a bad card, but really it's not. He planted those wands. He wanted that harvest. It's like, sure, sometimes the Ten of Wands can come up and it can represent a struggle, but at the same time, he's getting something for the struggle. He is about to get his reward, and I definitely feel that for you here, Libra. You have the King of Pentacles. Again, I feel really good about this because, it just seems to me like you are more focused on building like true wealth. And we're not just talking about money here. We're talking about, everything. Love, joy, happiness, whatever abundance and wealth is for you. I feel that you are focused on creating it. The other thing I love about the King of Pentacles in your reading is that he has these grapes on his cloak. And the grapes in the tarot represent having a very specific skill that is difficult for most people, but that you can do well. So sometimes some of us, we have a skill, I think we all do, that, other people can't do as well as we can, or most people can't, right? And going down to the Magician would tell me that you have discovered your skills, or, maybe you have finally discovered what makes you special, right? Or, you have discovered what makes you able to create success. And the Eight of Pentacles would say that you are getting to work on whatever this skill is. So, again, if you have discovered a skill, a purpose, or if you feel like you have that gut instinct that we've been talking about, if you just feel like you would be good at something, I would at least explore it. I would go on the adventure because I think you could be discovering something that will make you very successful here, Libra. This looks very, very good. So, I like it. Let's see. And can't get a card. So with the Ten of Wands, we have the King of Cups. We have almost all the kings So if we get the King of Wands, that would basically be an Emperor. So some of you definitely could be attracting a person into your life. I kind of feel like the three kings are how you are showing up in this energy, because we see a lot of learning going on, like as in you have learned through whatever this never-ending story is. The King of Cups would say you have learned how to like stabilize your emotions, or you have explored your emotions. King of Pentacles would say you've learned a skill. King of Swords would say you've been through a lot of battles in life, and now you've been able to turn knowledge into wisdom. So, while there is love here, I really do feel this reading is more kind of like all about you, Libra, and it's just saying that you have been through a long journey with the Ten of Wands. You've learned a lot of skills, and now you're using those skills, hopefully, for a new beginning. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Like I said, there is a little bit of love here, so definitely could be love. And again, I would say this is a divinely guided connection, High Priestess and the Hierophant. And also, right here, we have your higher self angel. So the higher self angel on the Lovers kind of says that the universe is guiding two people together. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords, which you have twice. You go Ten of Swords to the Ten of Swords. I kind of feel like you're seeing how this was a blessing in disguise, even with the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands can come up after we've dated a person who maybe hurt us or did us dirty or whatever, and we are burdened by the situation, right? But the benefit, the payoff of the situation is that we learned something and that we can avoid it in the future, but we also should be grateful because we learned what we don't want in a connection. So I think that, I say it all the time in all my readings that, really what I've learned through life is that even in the difficulties, there is gold. And I think, what I really try to preach to people is to get the gold. You have been through something. It doesn't just have to be a trauma. You can get something for it. And I encourage people to look at what they could have gained even from the negative situations, because there's probably something, and you're probably going to have to look for it. It's not going to just jump right out at you, but if you look, you will find it. You have this Outer Spirit says you are never alone. This is coming up in the area of messages from your future self. You have this Grasshopper. It says take a leap of faith. The Grasshopper in this deck is also like a very lucky card, so I feel like there could be a lot of luck coming in for you. I also do feel there could be like a new connection that's forming up here. I'm still not sure how I feel about this King and Queen of Swords here, but we'll figure it out. You have the Six of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Magician. The Six of Cups can represent a soulmate entering into your life. I don't really read this as a person coming back from the past. Even this card just represents innocence and nostalgia. So it can represent you thinking about the past, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going back to the past. But I also feel that for you, this is just a new person. I also feel that this could be like a turnaround for you. Sometimes I feel with the Six of Cups that it's a gift from the universe. And usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is that we've been bumping up against an obstacle, and then once we get the Six of Cups, we should try again, because it's basically saying that the obstacle to whatever you've been trying to achieve has been removed. And it's kind of interesting that you have Ten of Wands and then Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords over here is showing up in the good stuff. So this would kind of say that you're seeing how something not working was a blessing in disguise. Ten of Wands would be a blessing in disguise in the good stuff. And now you're kind of like getting a new opportunity to move forward. You have the King of Swords. The King of Swords, again, is a card of knowledge and wisdom. He has the most knowledge and wisdom out of all the kings. I kind of feel like the three kings are kind of you in one way in this reading. I feel like you are, just kind of like embracing the lessons of life that you've been experiencing, and now you are being set free. And I'm starting, I'm not there yet, Libra, but I'm starting to feel that maybe that's really just what the reading is saying, is that you're being set free from the lessons, which is great. You have the Magician. The Magician is about manifesting things into your life. I think this is all about your tools because of the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles that are connected to this card as well. So I think that you've developed, or you have figured out what you are good at, and this could be creating a lot of success for you. Now, you have this Grasshopper spirit that says take the leap of faith. So if you're thinking about starting something new or starting a new project or new business based off a skill, I would do it. With the Six of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles. You know what I feel as well? I feel like you need to make the decision to completely cut something off with the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles can say that you're like not getting what you desire because you're still kind of going back and forth. And so I feel for some of you, this could represent needing to completely remove something from your life. It could be love, it could be business, it could be something you're working on or that you were working on. You know, I think that dedicated focus is really important right now. So if you could cut, you know, if you are going back and forth, I would cut something off. With the King of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands again. So we have two tens and two tens kind of repeating each other here, which is interesting. 10, 10, 10, or 10, 10 could be an important number for you right now, Libra. But I also feel that this is saying it's time to kind of release your burdens. With the Magician, you have the Queen of Wands, another repeating card. I have never had so many repeating cards in readings in my life. It's crazy. So, you know, that's pretty interesting. Repeating cards are basically the universe saying I meant what I said. And the Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. And again, you have the Queen of Wands right here. The Queen of Wands with the Magician kind of says that you might not know all the answers. It's like, of course you don't know how to do everything, and you're about to start something new, or you're about to commit to something new is what this looks like to me, or you're, again, maybe you're finally releasing lessons, and the Queen of Wands just says, you know, go on the journey anyway, even if you don't know everything, right? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Moonstone. It says slow it down. You have this drawing down the moon. It says knowledge on it, which we have the King of Swords, the card of knowledge and wisdom. So it could be a good time to kind of slow things down and take your time. I think it would also be a great time for you to gain more knowledge, or for you to practice your knowledge. It's like you can learn things all day long, but until you actually put your knowledge into practice, you really don't know anything. So I think it would be a great time for you to practice what you have learned. You have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. The Ten of Swords would represent, again, a blessing in disguise after a difficult period of time. He's making this symbol with his hands, and again, it's the same symbol the Hierophant is making on his card, and it just represents a blessing. So I get blessing in disguise there. You have the Queen of Wands. Again, I like that you show up as the Queen of Wands at the end. The Queen of Wands is about kind of learning as you go. She doesn't know everything, and she is about to have a new beginning. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So it points towards something that she really wants and desires in her life. But she doesn't really know what is going to happen on her journey. And she also doesn't know everything, so she has to learn as she goes. And I think a lot of you could be doing that. You have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about finally seeing like why you had to go through something, especially you know, having the Ten of Wands twice down to the Queen of Swords, or you know, the Ten of Wands. This would say that you are finally seeing the lesson in that you, or like the multiple lessons that you learned in a situation. And I kind of just get the feeling that you're like finally moving past the lessons. With the Ten of Swords, yes, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, you know, is the juice worth the squeeze, Libra? There, I said it in your reading again. And the Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So there's clearly like a positive change going on here. Because you're putting an end to this right here is, you know, what the reading is saying. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty, you know, good things happening after a difficult period of time. Could be love. I really feel like this reading is all about you, though. So, you know, I think it's saying that you're releasing lessons, and maybe that's a side effect, right? Like when you learn your lessons and you show the universe you've learned your lessons, then the universe can bring you what you deserve, right? So, you know, it could be love, but I feel that Ten of Cups is more just saying that you feel good that you're moving past this stuff. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, in the good stuff, this would say with the Queen of Swords that you see clearly that the changes, you know, the actions you need to take, the things you need to do to improve your life. You have this Kite card. It says vacation. I need a vacation after this reading. So I think that some of you definitely could take a vacation. Maybe you need a staycation or just take an extra day off. I think it would be very helpful. You have this Dragon card. It says, beware of self-delusion. This is why I think you need to turn your knowledge into wisdom, right? With that King of Swords. It's like, nothing will humble you faster than you learning a bunch of stuff and then trying it, right? And figuring out what works and what doesn't. So I don't really feel this is saying you're delusional. I think it's just saying you've been learning a lot of lessons. Now it's time to put them into practice to see what you actually learned. And, you know, that's what I would do. You have this marriage card. Yeah, if you want love, definitely could be like a very spiritual connection coming in for you with the High Priestess and the Hierophant. So, could be marriage. If you're with a person, it could be a person that you're marrying as well. You have this Wind Chimes card. It says peace and harmony. Peace and harmony are your middle name, Libra. So I think you want more peace and harmony. I think you're trying to create more peace and harmony in your life, and that's what you're doing. You have this ink pot card that says problems to be resolved. Again, whenever we turn knowledge into wisdom, whenever we put into practice what we learned, there are going to be mistakes. There's going to need to be course correction, right? And so I feel like this is saying, don't think that something isn't working if you put something into practice and it seems like it's not working. You just haven't figured it out yet. It's like you know what to do, but you just have to keep going. So it says, like, don't let those little things get you down. But pretty good. I like it. I think I feel it's a very simple reading. I think you're putting the lessons to bed. It's like you're done with the lessons and now you're ready to move forward. So maybe a little bit boring, but there you go. Thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.